So you ready, D? And welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this show is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, but with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions at all during the show, I have people standing by to answer them. 407-205-0400. If you want to get pre-qualified right now to start your house hunt this weekend, Dallas Lehman with You Have Mortgages standing by. Same phone number, 407-205-0400. Don't you worry, I got my temperature checked prior to the show today, and everything is good. It's a great show. You won't want to miss one single minute. But first, it's time for the opening statement. The opening statement today is brought to you by our good friends at IQ Power Solar. They are the ones that installed solar on my house. In this July hot season, my electricity bill was $500 last year. This year, it is $50. Stephen Bader, how did you do it? One of the questions I get all the time is, how does the quality of schools affect the value of my house? I think it does make a big difference. Look, I understand. We can always go private if you want. We can always go to a private school if you're in a bad school district. But think about this. The average cost of a private school in Florida is $8,912 per month, or $742 per month. It's a pretty steep amount. That $742 equates to almost $150,000 with the current interest rates where they are. So essentially, you could buy a $150,000 more expensive home if you went public as opposed to private. This is if you have one kid. Think about if you have two kids. Fine, maybe they give you a couple bucks off for two kids every month. Now you're at $1,400 a month to pay for private school, as opposed to just buying a nice house in a nice neighborhood with a good public school. $1,400 a month. If you don't include taxes and insurance, that's almost $300,000 on a house. So this is clearly a big decision for people, especially with young children. Do you want to spend a little bit more and buy a house in a good school system, in a good school district, or do you want to just go private? And let me be very clear. Once you go private, you can't hardly go back. It's hard to go tell your 5-year-old or 8-year-old, oh, by the way, we're going from private to public. Or even worse yet, what if you have one child that you start in a private school, and then you have a younger child coming up, and you're like, well, I know your big sister's in a private school, but we're going to send you to a public school. That doesn't really go well in your family. So it's a very big decision, private school versus public school. And the decision is often made when you go buy that house. I think a great public school system is always the way to go if you're going to buy your primary home. If an investment property, maybe not as big of a deal for you, but in your primary home, it's a huge deal. We're going to address those issues, what to buy, what to stay away from. It's going to be a great show. But now it's time for real questions. Each week here on You Have Real Estate, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Today on the show, I'm pleased to welcome Todd Schroth and a returning visitor. Todd, good to see you again.
Thank you.
And for the first time, Rachel Plakin. Rachel, how are you? Very good to see you.
Doing great, thank you.
So let's talk about it, Todd. Let's get right to it.
Sure.
School systems, or sometimes it can be in a good school system, but a bad school, or maybe a bad school system, good school. What am I on the lookout for when I'm buying a house when it comes to schools?
I think you answered the question right up front. It was like, if I took that $800 a month and bumped it into another mortgage, I'm going to get in that much level, higher quality of a house or higher quality of a neighborhood or demographic that I'm around. And so it's, I've got a lot of friends that will buy in an adjoining city because their kids are in private. It's a quality of education, too, that you have to look at. And, are your kids in sports? Are they going to be, going to certain areas for academics? There's a lot of things that come into factor when you're looking at the school districts. I mean, just because my school district's in a school, I've had a lot of friends that have not had the best experience in those schools. So they go to an adjoining school, and they want their kids to go to can't remember the word, sorry. Just the neighboring school where it's got a different program that they want to put them in and stuff. So there's a lot of factors that come into what you're looking for, whether it's an A, B, or C school, but what the school actually has going on.
Now, Rachel, welcome again, by the way, to the
Thank
show.
you.
I would be remiss if I did not say your husband's up for re-election. I know he's doing such a
That's
great
right.
job.
Thank you.
In
I
Seminole
agree.
County, and whatever you do, I mean, how do we go support your husband Scott in his re-election campaign?
ScottPlakin.com. And also remember to vote if you are in District 29 on August the 18th is the primary. So the Republican primary, make sure you vote. And then he's going to need you again in the general election in November 3rd.
So let's say that I'm a parent and my child's in second or third grade, something like that. I mean, should I really care about the quality of the high school in that, or should I only really care about the elementary school and I'm looking at buying a new house? I mean, how far in the future should I be really looking?
You should look at it all because it all makes a difference, especially in the value of a neighborhood, the value that gets held by that neighborhood, and the appreciation over time. And I think right now a lot of parents are wanting to make sure their kids are in safe schools. They're wanting to make sure that their kids also don't get the virus in schools. So they're going to want their kids to go to schools where there's precautions taken and where their neighborhood they know is going to hold their value.
Any ideas on where I can go do some research on school quality? Are there any resources for me as someone who's looking to buy a house?
Probably go through the state Department of Education, go to the local school district websites, talk to your friends. There's all different kind of websites. Talk to your real estate agent, and you can get some good recommendations that way.
Todd, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly on point there. I mean, the biggest thing isn't, and if you've got community parents that are in the area that you know, that's another resource. But there's so much chatter right now that's going on, and I know Seminole County, for example, had their school board meeting yesterday, and of course everything's all over Facebook about what's going on, what the parents are going to do, and all the different models that are happening, and we just have to adjust and adapt. And I mean, it is, our kids. Right now are going to be going to school. We're waiting to see what the final versions are. We've got to study those still today. But I mean, right now, just adjust and adapt, and make sure you take the right precautions yourself as well.
You always hear Seminole County has great schools, but there are certainly pockets of Seminole County that the middle school there stinks, or this middle school is good, this one's not good. How do I just don't know how I know. Okay, Seminole County has great schools. Okay, great. But I hear this middle school is terrible here. How do I know? And then, I mean, what information as a real estate agent, as a realtor, can you give me?
I'm going to give you an opinion from how my kids had gone through that school, and that's from a personal experience. But the best thing to do is just definitely check out the department sites and go if you can interview with the principals, and get on Facebook on the community pages for there to see what the chatter is. I think that's really your best resource. But everyone's going to have a different experience at like the middle school our kids are at. We've got some that parents have pulled them out and put them in another school and to have the same experience because they think this other one's got a different thing going on. So it really just comes down to how you are and again the education I think level where your kids are at. So if they're in upper, they're going to be in around I want to call it the good kids that are not out there causing trouble. So that's really what it comes down to.
How often does this question come up when you're working with a buyer? Is school a major part of their decision, or am I overreacting here?
No, it is a major part of the decision. I mean, we moved in our community for the schools. We have a community elementary school. We love it there, and we did not want to move until our daughter was out of 5th grade. And now we have that opportunity where we can move into a different neighborhood and still be in the same middle and high school.
And then I think also, you care about your kids, you care about your kids' school that they're going to go to, but at some point you're likely going to sell. I mean, you're going to sell your house at some point in all likelihood. Does it affect the resale value as well?
All day long. So when I'm sitting here talking about in 5 years, I know my market value is going up versus the neighboring town where the schools are not as good. I can definitely go over there and buy a newer home, bigger home, etc., for a lot less dollar. But it's a matter of now I got to pay for the private school and I got to go through all that. So
what do you guys think about timing right now? Because you always hear the summer real estate market is always hot because people want to move before school starts. We don't know when the school is starting.
That's true.
Right now, exactly. I mean, do you guys think it's affecting the market in any way right now?
Well, I'm hearing school's going to start on time in the fall.
Yeah,
that's what I've been hearing.
We're August 17th right now. They pushed it back a week. It was again last night's big episode. But I think our bigger summer push right now has just been the pent up demand because March and April did slow down for the normal buyer that were out there looking. So the May-June market was good for us just because of that, and I think it slowed down some. Now people are just waiting to really see what happens.
I know I've been telling you this every week, but it's really surprising how this real estate market has not been affected negatively, really in any way from this pandemic. I mean, keep in mind, we are in a pandemic, not a real estate collapse. it's really been surprising to all of us that live in this real estate world that the market values have really not dropped in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that we have seen is maybe that first month and a half, there were some deals that were pending, that were ready to close, and then the mortgage company for the buyer would ask for most recent pay stubs, and they had been furloughed or something. And so some deals kind of fell apart there for a month. This real estate market, guys, is hot.
It is, yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of people wanting to buy right now, looking for deals, and deals are still kind of hard to find.
No doubt. I mean, would you call it, Todd, a buyer's market, a seller's market? What do you think?
It's still a seller's market. I mean,
I agree.
Everything we're putting on the market, we're getting multiple offers, and obviously price is key as far as what you're selling and what that market's going to drive. I think the higher end over $1,900,000 is going to be a little bit different because the financing has changed. I had quite a few buyers that did back out back in February and March when this all came about because they were seeing their stocks drop. And you know what happened? 3 months later, we're at the highest the market's been again. So they're all coming back into play.
That's crazy.
And I think it's really important, too, with COVID-19 to rise to the occasion. We're doing a lot on Zoom and other online platforms and also taking a lot of precautions with hand sanitizer, masks. And I appreciate you. We all came in with masks on today.
Trust me, only because they made me.
And social distancing. You know, I think those things are really important, too, to make customers and clients feel very safe.
Yeah. The more we can do that, the better.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy who's going to go freak out at the Walmart for them trying to make me wear a mask like half the people are doing. But, you know, it's a big debate. Certainly the mask debate is a big one right now. Now, Rachel, I know that you do some residential and a lot of commercial as well. Is that commercial getting scary right now? Because commercial and residential are just totally different, as we know. What's going on in the commercial market now?
Well, you just have to rise to the occasion. You know, in office, it's a little bit soft. People are wanting more remote workspaces. They're wanting to work from home more. So you may see a little softening of that. Land is still good. There's not a lot of development plans, but you're seeing a lot of redevelopment. One thing that our company has been really good at doing is eminent domain. So we've seen a lot of new roads being built. The government comes in and takes a piece of property, and then people have this odd-shaped piece of land left over, and they're not sure what to do with it. So we're very good at going in, helping them determine the highest and best use, and selling that for the highest price on their money.
Really? Wait, is this selling it to the government or no, selling it to someone else?
Selling it to someone else. So the government has come in. Here's the scenario. The government's come in and taken part of their property and left them with maybe an unusual piece and they're not sure what to do with it. So we're very good at going in and determining, you know, as I was saying, the highest and best use and getting them the highest possible price for their property.
People always say, oh, I can't believe that this government can come in and take my property. Isn't that sometimes a celebration for a property owner when the government comes in?
They tend to be pretty generous on those eminent domain deals.
It's like better than a birthday party. Of course you have the government coming in and buying your piece of property that used to be a railroad. It's a party, of course.
Yeah, I-4 is going to go over your house, so you might want to sell now. The road noise is going to be really bad.
Yeah. So, and now it is really the best part of the show. I want to show you what is really out there on the market right now for you to buy. I mean, let's see what the values really are. Let's see what kind of bang you can get for your buck in this market right now. And Rachel, I want to start with you here. Now, this is a property in Winter Garden.
It is.
Daniel's Landing. Tell me about this one.
Winter Garden is still really hot right now. It's one of the hottest areas in Central Florida. It's a townhome community. It's still affordable to be in this location because you've got much more high-priced homes right around this area. It's 5 minutes from Winter Garden Village shopping area, and also known as the Grove. It's near the famous downtown Winter Garden. It features a walking trail, a nice clubhouse with a gym, a resort-style pool, and this home is currently being renovated and will be available for tours in August. It will feature many luxury upgrades: flooring, ceramic tile, upgraded bath and kitchen. And this is one of our brokerage's properties. So we own this property.
Awesome. And Winter Garden obviously is a big time growing area. A lot of cool things going on down there. If you haven't been in Winter Garden in a while, I would definitely check it out. What is the price point on this one, Rachel?
It's $224,990 or best offer.
Yeah. And I'm not great at math, but I can assure you a one bedroom or two bedroom apartment right now is going to set you back $1,600 at $224 with the market, the interest rates at like 3%. You're looking at like $1,200 maybe to own this place. How are the HOA fees on this one? Do you know?
I believe they're about $230. right
So,
around there.
I mean, you can get in a place like this,
Yeah.
and you can certainly own it. Own your own piece of property.
And that includes landscaping and the gym membership and all that.
Exactly.
Right there.
And we all need to go to the gym. Trust me, I need one of those
COVID
gym
calories.
memberships. By all
Right?
means, I need a gym membership. And all right, so another property here. Now, this is up in Altamont Springs, Douglas Avenue. I know
That's
this
right.
area pretty well. A lot of office-type buildings up here, I believe.
There's some medical office in the area. This is right between the Waffle House and 7-Eleven on Douglas Avenue. It's 0.84 acres, zoned MOC-2, which gives you a variety of commercial uses. And in my discussions with the city, they do want a high FAR. So if you're looking to build a small little building, that's not going to work. And it's also right in front of the AMF.
Derek actually behind me. I know, of course, what that means, but Derek wasn't sure. What does that mean again?
It's floor area ratio.
Oh, there you go.
So they want a big footprint.
Right. You're welcome, Derek. That was for you.
Absolutely, Derek.
I was going to ask you from the residential side what that meant, so thank you.
That's right. That's right. So this is right in front of the AMF bowling alley, and there's also a Cracker Barrel across the street, and it's very, very close to I-4. So this is a very convenient location indeed.
And I do know the area well. Very high volume traffic there. Also, what's the
is.
price point here?
$395.
That's not bad for that size of a lot there.
That's true.
Now, who
That's
would
true.
buy this? Is this someone who you think would build something that would be owner occupied? Who do you think would be the perfect person to buy this piece of property?
I think it would be great for perhaps a medical office, and also if they were building other offices to lease out.
Okay, gotcha.
And perhaps some apartments over that too.
Could be a great investment property for you. And by the way, if you'd like to see any of these properties, call us right now, 407-205-0400. I'll connect you immediately with Rachel, and she'll show them to you. She'll show them to you this weekend if you want. Absolutely. And awesome, Todd, you have a couple properties as well here. Let's go to Apopka, which, Apopka's still an area that you can get a decent deal at times, it seems. Tell me about this first property.
So this is a 2021 Kilmer. This is some friends of ours that we've had for a long time, and they took this house. It was built in the '59 and added on about 2,000 square feet to the front, really changed the elevation. The photos you're looking at now are all the original floors and kitchen that's been refinished. It's about 3,300 square feet, 4 3.5. It's on 1.38 acres with an additional acre available to the side. That property sits right around 436 and Wekiva Springs Road, so you are still in the heart of the area.
Oh yeah,
and you've got a lot of tree canopy, so you're in the heart of the city, but in nature. So if you've got trucks and a business that you need to park trailers and everything else, this is the property for you.
So this is almost that part of Apopka that is like borderline Seminole County, like Sweetwater almost in that area, I would say. Great area, actually.
Yeah, it is.
And you can't find land like this in a lot of places.
No.
I mean, that's a big lot.
No, that was the thing. That's the biggest thing with that property. You with the total purchase, you could be at 2.5 acres right in the city. And you're not going to find that.
No. And what's the price point on this one?
That one's at $430 right now. With the other acre, would be at $515.
$430. So if you're buying a place at $430, $2,300 a month, $2,200 a month, something like that. And this is why I think one of the reasons the market is still so hot. We're talking about interest rates. Some people getting 2.8%, which is, guys, free money. I mean, this is essentially free money. If you were here during Jimmy Carter days, we were at 18, 20%. To buy a house with a mortgage, literally 18%. Now we're talking about 2.7%. Who would have ever thought here in 2020 we'd be talking about interest rates like that?
You can't beat that.
And next one here is up in DeLand, great little area up in DeLand. Tell me about this property, Todd.
So this is 33105 Evergreen Road. This is on about almost 5 acres. This is a nice piece. Built in 2007. The original builder had gone out. Had gone under, so the current owners went in and refinished it, did a really nice job. The parcels are all separate but can be combined. And that one's a 4-2, a couple buildings on it. If you got horses and you want to just basically live the lifestyle out in the country, this is definitely the property for you.
How much is this one?
This one is priced right now at $475.
Do not show my daughter this property because I will end up having to move when you say horse.
You're literally bonus rooms, theater rooms, huge screen pool area. I mean, just a lot of stuff going on here. It's just right for the person who wants to get out of the city and into the country, but still have the. I mean, obviously the house is only 10 years old, so
Right.
you've got that new construction feel as well.
She loves horses.
Yep.
She's obsessed with horses.
That
so
would be my daughter there too.
I could not. Oh, look at that outdoor area.
Yep.
Oh,
that's
my
what I mean.
gosh.
The outdoor area is just insane for what you have for the price. I mean, that's almost a little over 1,000 square feet. That's
Unbelievable.
that's covered right there.
I mean, that's a good price, Todd.
Yeah.
I mean, you might want to raise
yeah.
that up a little bit. I mean, just since we're here. You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Put a lake behind it, and we're there. My son with the boat, and my daughter with the horses. It's the same thing.
I like horses too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Trust me, I like them too much. It seems with the amount of money you have to spend on them. Perfect.
Yes. We'll have
I will
to
not
chat
be
on that.
retiring anytime soon for sure. If you'd like to see either of these awesome properties, 407-205-0400. Rachel, Todd, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, are you going to stick around for the real estate roundtable?
Oh yeah.
All right,
Sure.
let's
Let's do it.
And
All
without
right.
further ado, it is time for your portion of the show. It's time for the real estate roundtable. Every Saturday here on You Have Real Estate, I answer your questions from throughout the week. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page at You Have Real Estate. Ask me a question right there, and we just might answer it right here on the show next Saturday. All right, let's go to Orlando. John in Orlando. Should I wait to buy a house until the market collapses? I mean, John, come on. Be a little bit more positive here. But it's a good question. I think it's a question a lot of you probably have is this market going to collapse? Rachel, thoughts?
I don't think so. No, you may see just a little bit softening when the governor lifts the moratorium on foreclosures and evictions, but I just don't see any kind of crash in sight.
There was a financial advisor who quoted that the market was going to drop 50%, and that's been debunked. Obviously, I mean, right now rates are 2.8%, like you said. I mean, you are correct. We're going to see a slight softening, but it's not going to be 10 or 20 or 30 or 40%. I mean,
That's true. It will come back strong.
Yeah, you're going to see a couple percent if anything does happen. But right now, the way the market is happening, we're seeing multiple offers. So if you walk in and offer $20,000 less on a house, you're not going to get it.
And Florida is still a great place to do business, so people want to move here, and they move here every day.
Yeah.
We have last year 900 people a day moving to Florida. 900. Now people are getting the heck out of Dodge, Boston, New York, Chicago. People are leaving there. I think that 900 number could be even higher this year. We have no state income tax. Property taxes relatively low if you look at all the states. Florida is a hot commodity, and we have the beaches. I mean,
Yep.
It's Florida. We have the weather and the beaches. I just don't. I was here in 2008. We handled 15,000 foreclosure cases. If anyone tells you or you believe that we're going to have another 2008 and have a complete housing collapse, I think that is not correct. I don't see it. And make no mistake, we are right now currently right in the middle of a seller's market. I mean, we're in a seller's market still. 4 months into this pandemic here, we're still in a seller's market. Could it soften? Sure. Are we going to have a collapse? No,
No,
we're not.
it'll come back strong too.
All right, let's go to Sam. And is the police here?
I don't know. I heard something.
Sam in Tampa. Oh, thanks for watching in Tampa. Watch you guys at You Have Real Estate on Facebook. Love the show. Thank you very much, Sam. We are relocating to Orlando soon. Where should I live? What do you think, Todd?
A lot of factors. I mean, kids, sports, distance to work. I mean, those are a lot of things you got to take into play. You want to live in apopka in the country but be close to the city, or do you want to live on the 5 acres with the horses? That's an open-ended question.
It is.
Well, I highly recommend District
There
29
you
in
go.
Seminole County, as long as they're Republican.
I recommend Seminole County regardless. Let's just come up here.
I do I would have never thought I'd end up in Orlando, Florida when I was, in Boston at age 25 or whatever.
Nice.
But it's a great place to live. I mean, it really
That's
is.
a fun city.
And then in Seminole County too. I just happened to go there. We were living in Thornton Park, had a child. She says, we're moving to the suburbs. I said, no, we moved to the suburbs, but I can't think of a better place than Seminole County to live. It's a great
I agree.
spot,
It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's a great place
Especially
to live.
District 29.
Absolutely.
Sarah in Claremont, how will virtual schooling or a delay in school reopening affect the market this year? What do you think?
It'll affect it by a week.
Yeah.
I don't think very much.
Yeah. Give us more time to get things closed so they can get their kids registered.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think it's pretty clear we are going to allow the schools to open maybe a week or two later. Yeah, but I don't really see it having a huge impact on the real estate market. I just don't. All right, Ted in Winter Park. Are there any good schools in Orlando, Orange County?
Definitely check your school ratings. I'm going to give you that recommendation.
Yeah.
School ratings.
I've heard Winter Garden, Windermere is a good area, but you need to do your own research.
So I sent my child to, she's 7 now, it's a private school, but I live in Seminole County. I mean, what's wrong with me? Why would I do that?
Smaller classes, more defined education. I mean, there's a lot of things that are there, but eventually she's going to end up in a public school if she's going to like Brantley or something like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our friends have had their kids in private up through 8th grade, and then they're moving over to our area right now because they want them to go to that high school.
So you do see that happen where someone would go public through like elementary or middle and then go, or excuse me, private through the younger years and then go to public, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll happen with us.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense that you live in Seminole County and I pay the private school price. I don't know.
They want the Christian education or they want the private education, different things. My sister just moved from Chicago to North Carolina, and they are in a great school district, but they put their kids into private school. And what's funny with that is when it came down to COVID, their kids were on Zoom from 8 to 3.
Right.
Our kids were on Zoom from when they woke up to let's take a 2-hour break, let's go swimming to, there was a totally different platform going on there.
I did too. I was at a private school in middle school, and then I wanted to go to public high school.
So I still have a chance.
Yeah.
Rachel Plakin, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank
Great
you.
to meet you in person.
Thank you for
finally.
having
Todd
us.
Schroe, thank you. Great to see you again. Thanks for being
thanks
here.
for having us back.
Most importantly, thank you for joining us here today. If you have any questions or you need to get pre-approved to go on that house hunt, 407-205-0400 or visit youhavepower.com. I'm attorney Justin Clark. I'll see you next week for You Have Real Estate.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. Awesome. That was excellent.
All right.
Normally we have more of a